Welcome. You are now tuned in to the EPB podcast. We are back Tuesdays, once a week, road to the World Cup. Yes, we are. I got my boys here, the usual unmistakable Mr. George Blamo, my Portuguese Ghanaian brother. And now, for the first time ever, we got a new guest to the stage, Mr. Brandon Bell. Welcome, brother.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, of course. Yes, Brandon Bell of Dear White People fame. Is that what do you ever claim that? Like, yeah,
of course.
For sure?
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course. Walking
in through the streets, if somebody recognizes you, go, oh, Dear White People.
It just happened this Saturday with my aunt, man. We were at, what's this spot? Hilltop.
Oh yeah, Hilltop. Yeah, Hilltop.
Got some love, man.
Which
beautiful.
Which that makes sense because that's in the black neighborhood. Now, do white people recognize you from Dear White People?
Surprisingly, yes. I've had some crazy encounters. I had a 45-year-old white man in his van driving down 3rd Street, right off Fairfax, rolled down his window, slowed down traffic, and shouted, "I love your show. Keep doing what you're doing."
Boy. That's Netflix.
Okay. That's love.
That is love. I always wondered that too because there's levels to that recognition, and Dear White People was huge in the black community too, for sure. But I wondered if
the funniest thing, one of the first times I ever met him, we're balling, and this guy screams over the fence, "Yo, I know you. You from?" And he goes, "From what?"
Yo. From what?
Yo,
which one?
He had me. I'm like, oh damn. He's like, I'm playing with you. Yeah, you can come.
Oh man.
That's funny.
That's love. Yeah. So those who don't know, I didn't know you are a baller, certified. Look at him. Yeah. You take your compliments.
Likewise.
I don't give a. Yeah. That's obviously that's what I do when I bring people to this podcast is usually through some connection to soccer because people around the world and even people in America don't realize the amount of brothers who have been about this, who've been doing this for years and love this sport. So it is dope to meet another brother, and you're from all over.
All over.
Yeah.
Born in Dallas, Texas. Lived in the Midwest. Cali official. Yeah, man.
Everywhere. Army brat stuff, right?
That's what's crazy. Whenever I tell people like, obviously Army brat, I'm like, PK kid.
Wow.
Which is weird.
Yeah.
You don't normally get that.
I guess not, unless it's like a traveling like.
My dad was a traveling preacher.
Traveling preacher, yeah.
No, he went to like seminary school in Dallas, and then they give you your church, they send you out. So that was Wisconsin, and then Minnesota. He got into some like consulting, so just
everywhere, yeah.
He's nomadic, man. I did a DNA test. It's hilarious. My mom was like straight West Africa to the States. It was very direct.
Like 90%.
My dad was like, yeah. I told him he was so hot.
Yeah.
Really? No. Sorry, man.
Yeah, that's how it be. I don't know what.
You're nomadic. That makes sense.
Yeah, you've been all over.
Can't stay still.
Yeah. And then how did you get into soccer? Did he get you in?
Yeah, man. I got to shout out to Pops because obviously in the States, it's not that big. It wasn't that big, especially growing up. I mean, everybody knows Pele, but like, okay.
Yeah.
And everybody knew Pele after Pele.
Right.
Like through footage or just whenever. And so he just put us in. He was like, I want y'all to try this sport that, look, they got black coaches. That was like a big thing.
Yeah.
And typically like African coaches.
Yeah.
And he put us in Wisconsin, and I got this hilarious picture, man. And it just like stuck, oddly. And when you're that young though, you don't. It's like, oh, they like it, they're having fun.
Yeah.
He was, and we played all types of sports. But so when we moved to Minnesota, I gotta give credit to my pops and my mom too, because I don't remember, but we joined Oryx, Oryx. It's an African antelope. Cousin of the antelope, and the coaching staff. It was actually founded by a Cameroon brother.
So this wasn't the AYSO kind of American youth system. This was like an offshoot African.
Minnesota has
Huge.
impressive.
The most
Huge. I know Ethiopian population is huge there.
In terms of the demographic, it's the most diverse African because you got East and West.
Yeah.
No,
Okay.
breakdown in the Twin Cities in particular is crazy.
Wow.
Like, literally from Somalian to Ethiopian.
Somalian. Yes. Yeah.
Cambodian to
Nigeria.
Laos, to all Africans. Like it is kind of remarkable.
No, that is interesting.
Growing up, it is what it is. But thinking back, it's like, damn.
It's
diverse.
yeah, and Minnesota has good ball. I used to go up to like Blaine soccer complex
Legit.
to play in these USA.
Complex.
Yeah, it's a huge complex, like probably like 20 fields or something like that.
Gotta be a
Crazy.
complex. It's too cold up there.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Was it the dome? Was it a dome?
No, we didn't play in it because I went over the summer because the summers in Minneapolis are next level. It's beautiful. It's like I
For real.
yeah. And so I would just go up there. I had a friend who lived up there. He was the one who kind of connected me, and my mom just sent me up there, and I used to go and play on teams.
Bro,
and
soccer's serious.
it's good ball.
In the
Yeah.
winter, there's dome. It's like a giant marshmallow. And it's soccer. It's crazy. You would just never think that unless obviously you're from there or you visited and played. But
Yeah.
it's crazy.
I would have thought hockey.
Right.
Hockey's big.
I can imagine hockey's big.
Hockey's so
I mean,
big. Your PE class, like one of the sessions is hockey.
yeah.
And
Okay.
I'm not talking like rollerblades or like at a park on a lake. Minnesota is like park on lake. But
Yeah.
Like, or outside for the general public. So land of 10,000 lakes. It doesn't even have to be a lake. Let me rewind that back. It doesn't have to be a lake. Any park, like Veterans Park where we play, they'll just figure out how to ice it, build a little circular kind of.
Did this man just say figure out how to ice it? Like how?
It's not water.
Right. There's no water.
I don't know how they do it, but it's literally, and dude, people are just casually skating or just chilling or kids just running.
Some Mighty Ducks, some real.
Right. They just lay blocks of ice. Like you have no idea. Like,
Mighty Duck shot in Minnesota, if you didn't know.
Oh, for real?
Big facts.
big facts.
It makes sense.
It does. Now, no, it does. That does. That real Coach Bombay. Yeah.
Oh my God, Brent, Minnesota.
It all makes sense. Yeah. It all makes sense. No, that makes sense.
You literally, I remember I went to one school, St. Paul's, like a private school, and like, dude, it was like, no, you walk out during the cold and you get your skates. It's crazy. It was casual. Everybody. Not even a thing.
Sheesh.
Minnesota. If you didn't know,
If you're skiing at least a few times, light work, easy.
if
You're
you
going out on a date to ski with homies.
if you want your kids to learn how to ski, maybe even swim, definitely be around some good African diaspora. Go to Minnesota. Apparently.
Kind of crazy.
Yeah. And so the teams. When did you start watching soccer?
Around then, so Minnesota was like, okay, we're taking it serious. Now we're in our like 11, 12, 13, 14, where it's more competitive.
Yeah.
Obviously for soccer, that's the age where things really get serious.
Yep.
And
Start traveling and
Yes.
yep.
I played Oryx travel. We traveled around the like.
Yo, shout out Oryx one time. What? Okay. Yeah.
Special shout out to Ralph's son, not Ngange. What is his name? Oh my Lord, he was a child at the time.
Is Ralph like the Coach Bombay, or is Ralph's son
Ralph and Chris were the brothers who
kind of started the whole
started
thing?
Oryx.
Okay.
Akale, last name Akale.
Okay.
And there's Ralph's son. Ralph was my coach. He was like the star athlete of the two brothers.
Okay.
Chris was kind of the businessman. Ralph was like, dude,
The baller.
40 years old and will sauce you. Like I want to say I believe he played for the national Cameroon team, man. No joke.
Oh wow.
Legit.
Yeah.
Legit.
Yeah.
He's like 4'9". Oh my God, incredible.
Baller.
He literally played with us and was our coach. And his son, I can't think of his name, actually made it, dude. He went. I like randomly Googled it one time because he would like run out at 2 on the court and like watch us, and it was cute. He made it pro, man. He's in Europe playing. It's actually really beautiful to see, man.
Yeah.
Big league. I remember the Blackhawks. It was kind of like our rival, and they had the coldest jerseys. We had like maroon and we had the tie thing. But it was legit. Like that was a legit club where we traveled. We went. It's the first time I traveled overseas. Went to France. Like a legit.
Yo.
It was legit. I hope they're still around, man. And so that got me. Went to see the French national team.
Yo. Yes. Wow. Wow. Zizou. TT Henry was probably there too.
Like it blew. Yes.
Young TT probably.
Bro, blew my mind.
Yes.
Like just blew my. We went to a game that was like, this atmosphere is different.
Oh yeah.
Not stateside, casual, a couple parents.
Right. This ain't a football, yeah.
They are hooligans.
Yeah.
Get crazy. Like let's lock arms and buddy walk. And that was like, oh, this is like a thing.
Yeah.
Football is huge.
Yeah.
It's a global phenomenon. Let me like pay attention to this. And that's where the love came in. Me and my brother, we just fell in love with it, man.
Bro, I love that. Like that's the epitome of eat, pray, ball. Basically, it's really. I mean, George and I have similar stories. You grow up, you played these different sports.
Did y'all grow up playing from birth?
My dad, honestly, I used to play and then I stopped after my dad died because it made me think of him too much. So then I just played baseball.
So your pops put you on from him.
Yeah, my dad used to play.
Wow.
In Africa.
Yeah.
In Liberia.
Wow.
Yeah. See, and my dad played basketball and football, and he played football in college, and came out of school and decided nobody in my family's playing football again, American football.
Smart.
Wow.
Yeah, it was one of those, and I think it was the time too. Something around the late '80s, early '90s. There was like this kind of recentering, especially in Atlanta, where I'm from, like where it's kind of like, put your kids into soccer. They can run around. They can, lose their mind. They'll get tired, and it'll be all good. AYSO was big and blooming, and my dad even coached. So I really got into soccer because of my older brother. I probably started playing soccer around 5 years old or 6 years old, and my brother, who's about 7 years older than me, was just always, ahead. He was always the benchmark. And so when he got on a travel team, it was so good for me. It was so good for me. And he got to travel around. And so even before I was good enough to play on teams that could travel around, I was getting exposure. And again, in Atlanta, the only people who were exactly on some LaMelo ball, 100%. And the only people who were really playing soccer at that time in those areas were Latinos and white people. Like every team had a couple of black kids on their team, and you knew those black kids were fire. Like it was the striker or the defender or the winger, and like there was 2 or 3 of them, but you knew like the ball went to them. They're not playing. So and it kind of the same story. Like I ended up was able to travel internationally for it, got exposed to cultures, and that is literally the brand of Eat, Pray, Ball. It's like expose yourself to a world sport where went to Howard because of soccer, and that exposed me to a whole different culture of Caribbeans, East Africans.
How long the team, bro? Did you before?
I did.
I had no clue.
Yeah, bro.
I just knew they actually won games.
That's funny. It might have changed where I went to college, man.
No, yeah.
No idea.
And I had no idea until I think it was my mother, shout out my mom, who literally was just like, yo, this is a soccer program. Send your tape to them. This is a great school. I had no idea what HBCUs were at 16, 17 either. Like, and I grew up right next to Morehouse. Right. Like it was all in my head, but I had no kind of reference. I didn't know what a PWI was versus an HBCU. Did
you find it the same? Like, obviously in the States at the time, recruitment was just good luck. You had to go club. So your mother literally handled this for you, had the footage and sent it. That's crazy.
Well, it's so funny because obviously, like, I'm a media man. So by the time I was in high school, I was editing highlight tapes for all my boys on my basketball team, on my soccer team. So we had I went to I learned how to edit because I was making fire reels for boys. For real. Y'all who are in the league or who have just gotten out of the league, y'all still owe me some cash for getting y'all at no, but that's what we did. We just used to have people record games because I went to like a communication school, so we had like a TV show and a sports show, and so it was a part of people's credits in school to go and take a camera and film games, and then I would take that footage and edit it up, and that's how we got it. So to your point, no, I went to maybe 2 or 3 recruiting tournaments where I went one place in Carolina, one place in Florida. Florida's got great soccer, or great developmental soccer. They have the Disney Cup and all that stuff. So yeah, like I even remember my club was pretty big out of Atlanta, but they like put together a roster, put your name, you know, if you were a junior or senior in high school, they put your name, your stats and whatever, go watch him on field 12, blah, blah, blah. Oh. But it wasn't really, it was like the coaches who were going to those programs were going because they knew the parents, they knew, and it was always these white kids, to be quite honest. And, you know, unless you played on one of those kids' teams and really showed out, it wasn't happening. And that's
how I got my ride.
Really?
They weren't looking for me.
So those of you who don't know, George played baseball at Penn State.
They saw me because I went to this tournament in Pennsylvania.
Wow.
And I wasn't even supposed to be on that team. One of the kids like got hurt. So my boy was just like, yo, can you please do this team, blah, blah, blah. Bro, literally, like, they paid for my flight, everything, hotel, everything. So, because at the time, my mom couldn't afford it.
Yeah.
So that shit cost bread.
Bro.
So I was the leadoff batter. Bro, the best, till today, that's the best tournament I've ever played. I was batting like 900.
Yo.
Like I had like,
and they didn't even come to see you.
I had two games, first pitch home runs, like type shit. Like,
yeah.
Triples, double. I was going off.
You were balling.
God was in me, bro.
Yeah.
Next day, literally next
month. Right. I don't see this man on the list.
Next month, I'm getting letters from Creighton, Penn State.
Wow.
Purdue, Temple. Like, bro, the shit just one tourney.
One tourney. But bro, that's all it takes.
Just one.
And that's what's crazy. And the only systems in America that works out for black kids is football and basketball, which is so funny to me because it takes so much less effort and money to do that in soccer. Baseball is a little bit different, but like the pay to play nature of soccer, where these tournaments cost hella money for the clubs to pay for. So clubs don't even want to send you to the Disney Cup because that costs money. But then take like a LeBron James, for instance, where he jumps on an AAU team that's run by some white businessman who knows that he's picking up these kids and they're going places. So let me just pay their way, give them some uniforms, send them to these tournaments, and suddenly at 14 years old, he's already a household name and he's on his way to the league. They don't have that system in soccer.
Just come to clutch after.
Exactly. Right. Exactly. Just come through the sport. You know, come through. So I mean, it's just a different system, and that's why
It's interesting how it works differently. Like you're from Atlanta, and at the time you were in Minnesota, 2 different systems.
Yes.
Right.
That is true.
And technically, like, I feel bad for your generation of soccer.
Bro, we keep talking about that. Yeah. Yeah.
He was like 2 years too early.
Yeah.
Timing for soccer made a huge difference, man.
They did.
Like Pulisic and McKinney, they got these chances because Klinsmann set up the soccer system for that to be worked like.
I'm glad you say that.
Academies and whatnot. Because
people, and even me, I was critical of Klinsmann for kind of bringing the U.S. system into this world where you're just like, we're just going to find international people. We're going to find like Germans who happen to have American parents and bring them to there. But what you didn't know was behind the scene, it's Klinsmann and, I mean, Carlos Bocanegra was in there. There was a lot of like old U.S. players who are a part of the system who have really been kind of setting up the youth system in a better way. But even that has not lifted America the way that like some of these really small initiatives, maybe like the one you're talking about, or these small initiatives around the world. FC Dallas is one of the biggest feeders now internationally. That's where Weston McKennie came from. That's where a lot of international soccer players are coming from, and they really are just doing it themselves. And then U.S. soccer sees they get recognition, and then they start picking them up. Oh yeah, let's But yeah, it's like it's just there's so much wasted talent, probably from the, again, I say this almost every podcast, probably from like 2004 to like 2008 or 2009 graduates where they just missed the boat. You know what I mean? So it's interesting. But that's what we're here to talk about. You know, that's what we're here to do. Like shed light on that. Like, There's so many international teams that you can play for. Again, I'm watching Welcome to Wrexham over here on Hulu, and like this is a Division 4 team.
I didn't know that existed,
bro. And these guys are getting paid like, some of them are getting paid like, well, some are getting paid like 40 grand a year. Some are getting paid 60 grand a year, but they're making money playing soccer and probably doing what they love. And why can't Americans come and play that? Or in Brazil, or in Africa, or in France, wherever.
And with the potential to make more and go somewhere.
And with the potential to be on better teams, because obviously you see we got the capability. We were just talking about Weston McKennie off camera. Like that dude is balling, and he learned most of his trade in America. He played a little bit overseas when his dad was overseas.
That's important to mention too.
Yeah, he came back to Texas. Right, he's not a Sergino Dest or what's my man's name from Germany who played in the midfield for the U.S. back in 2010. Jerome. Can't even think of his name. Jermaine Jones. Yeah. Like we have those guys too, but they spent most of their time overseas. But then like McKinney grew up in the American system playing in Texas. So we got
is here. Just need the opportunity.
Yeah, the talent's here.
Clint team.
Yeah, he is on that Clint. Yeah.
Because Clint, his story, I heard it was crazy. He was driving like 2 hours to practice.
Yes. 2
hours.
That's love.
Yeah.
His
parents were really
need all the love, bro.
Yeah.
Imagine 2 hours.
He low key.
That's 4 hours.
First of all, I'd have been late, so 2 hours on top of that.
Yeah. And you're trying to do homework or whatever in it.
I did it in the car.
And again, if Clint was black, it might not have worked out. It's just tough how that works. But it's funny. It's funny you bring that up too, because Clint might be my favorite American player. Yes, bro.
I remember watching like.
He's a real country boy, and I really fuck with.
Cold, bro.
Yeah,
he's cold.
He's an OG, triple OG.
Like how he violates Carragher too on.
Dog.
I be loving that shit,
bro. And Micah Richards too. And that might be that Champions League setup. They're coming to New York. They're coming to New York on the 21st or the 24th or something. Okay. So look out for them. But that Champions League crew of like Kate Abdo, Thierry Henry, Micah Richards, Jamie Carragher, and then they bring the Americans on every once in a while, Davies. And bro, that's like the best thing I've seen since Shaq, Kenny, and all of that. Like that is the best halftime show, bro. And it's tough too. Like
Micah's hilarious,
bro. Micah is a clown.
They just all mess so well. Dude.
Henry with his just.
Exactly. I gotta say, because I love Henry too much, but I might, he's cold, and you can see how everybody looks at him on camera on that set. Sure. Like whatever Henry says, it's like the legend, the god just said that. You know what I mean? He might not even have a good hot take, but they'll be like, oh, Henry said it, so like we respect that nigga. Like he's serious. Like it's crazy. But I would like to see maybe. I mean, you need at least one super legend in a cast like that. Yeah. So it's funny that like Micah and Jamie, like Jamie's he's a Liverpool legend. Look at George. He is. And so the fact that he is like next to Henry, he's like a dunce.
I'm going to blank him just like Ronaldo. I don't respect him, bro. You be talking too much.
Bro, all these kind of English... Dog.
I actually got in a Twitter battle with Alexi Lalas one time.
Really? Yeah, bro. That's impressive that he gave you the time of day.
He tried to delete it. I think I got this. I saved
what was the comment that
yeah, what's the context around it?
What do you think it was about?
It was definitely about a Ronaldo. Yes. For sure. For sure. That's the only thing George will respond to.
And then Ronaldo scored a hat trick that same time. I was like,
was it the one against Spain? Nah.
No. It was a Champions League team.
Oh, it was a Champions League.
I was like, keep talking that shit.
Keep talking that shit, Alexi. You redheaded.
It's like you weren't even half the player he was.
Yeah, for sure. But that's real though. That's not even like what?
No, it's not.
What?
It's not.
Then he was just like,
he didn't want to hear.
No,
he didn't want to hear.
Excuse me, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm gonna pull up this shit.
I mean, and I guess Alexi's an American legend,
but how?
Yeah.
How?
It's so funny too.
I don't like him. Portugal in 2002.
Did they? U.S.
Alexi can play though.
What competition was that?
World Cup.
2002? I do not even remember the U.S. in the World Cup. I was following Brazil heavy in the. So who was your favorite player growing up? I'd never asked you that either, because all I talk to you about is Ronaldo.
During what?
I'm just
Ronaldo's
in general.
Not even my favorite player.
Just It's Ricardo Quaresma. I know it is.
I just, for what he does for my country,
He's a goat.
He's
a goat.
He's the father of my country. So I give him the respect. But Ricardo Quaresma is
I knew, yeah.
my favorite player.
Yeah. But who was your player growing up? Like, let's say Figo. Yeah.
Figo.
The Portuguese boys.
And Michael Essien.
What about you, Brandon? Ronaldinho.
Dude was ridiculous. When did he retire? When did he officially stop?
When he started partying.
He still did.
Bro. He been partying since birth. So, and so either either he retired when he started or he's never retired.
He was just one of those players. There were a lot of good players, but he was one of those players for me who he brought such a swag and a personality to the game.
Yeah.
Like, yo, this is cold blooded.
Yeah.
You can't hate on soccer if you see somebody like him.
Yeah.
Literally saucing people for fun for no reason.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Would you say Dino's the last Jenga player?
The last?
Wow.
No, last no. Because Neymar is definitely Jenga. Vinicius is definitely Jenga. Basically everybody you see on the Brazil team right now, and hopefully Gabby Jesus gets to come over to the Brazil team too. I don't think they need all these other boys, but Gabby Jesus deserves to be there.
Neymar, but bro,
that assist from Holland, oh my lord.
The thing is that Dino was doing.
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel what you're saying because it was just on a different dude. He was on another planet, bro. It was like he wouldn't care about the game. You're like, bro,
exactly.
but pass, bro.
Can you compare Dino to any other athlete in any other sport? To be just so naturally gifted, to not necessarily, and again, we don't know though. We'll never. We've talked about this on a podcast before, George. I'm waiting for a good Ronaldinho documentary, and quite frankly, I might try to hit his camp up and do it my damn self. Yeah, because
there's footage of him as a child.
Yeah, there's footage of him forever. He's been the guy.
Futsal court.
Yeah, in the futsal courts. He's smiling, exactly. Buck tooth and all. Living his best life.
That's how y'all know if you don't know.
Right. But the pre-veneers Ronaldinho, that was the cold Ronaldinho. That was like...
Bro, he had the sauce of magic.
Yeah. Magic is... Magic is a good one. I didn't even.
There was the technical, the skills.
The skills.
Right? But there was also the
showmanship. 100%.
You were going to be entertained.
And respect from other players.
Yeah. Everybody knew. Like Real Madrid, the Bernabeu knew Ronaldinho's coming in town.
On purpose just to sauce you. That's so disrespectful.
And then smile. That's the worst part.
So disrespectful.
Jesus got that little smile.
Jesus got that smile. Yeah. That ding ding.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny that you say that too, because as a soccer player and like growing in the system, I did recognize that, and we talked about this off camera too, about Pirlo, players like that, playing at your own pace makes you the coldest player on the field, different. So Ronaldinho, yes, he was blowing past players. He was fast. He was physical, athletic. But like you said, he would also just get the ball, could go for a breakaway, but instead he's going to slow you down, break your ankles, and then go for the goal.
Yeah, he had that it's like Kyrie. Their body control and movement and rhythms is just
yikes.
Make it look really easy.
Yeah.
That's why every kid wants to, and then you try and you're like, oh shit.
That's interesting though. The Magic comparison, I like that because Magic was a party boy.
Of course.
Magic, basketball just came to Magic. Yeah. And I know from recent documentaries of Magic that he was actually working too. He was in the gym. All he thought about was ball when he wasn't out fucking. But for the most part, he was on ball. So I know Ronaldinho was born in the gym.
Great businessman. That's a great man.
Yeah. That's definitely a businessman. That's definitely. And I don't know. I'm hoping Ronaldinho at least has a lifetime membership or supply with Nike for sure. I think the Tiempo is his, but I was about to say Kangol. If Kangol is not sponsoring and paying for Ronaldinho's children or parties.
Yeah. Dino the only person that can come into a club with Caprice and
Oh, Dino's here. Yeah, bro.
Have you? That man be swaggy.
You see the video? It was recent. It was within the last 2 years. The video of him signing this woman's boobs. Yeah. I'm sure it's not the first set of breasts he's signed in forever. But
this man went to prison on purpose just to play in a prison.
Please tell me there's footage.
Yo.
Crazy.
Yeah, he was balling though. He really was balling almost on some. What was that? Pablo Escobar was running a prison league and he brought Maradona down there, like
Bro,
almost on that
The
shit.
thing I love about Dino, bro, is I only see love from him.
Yeah, I agree.
Dude,
I agree.
It permeated through the screen. It was like,
Yes.
This is what love looks like.
Yeah.
This is what freedom and like love for life looks like.
Yeah.
Manifested through soccer, dude. Like he's really free out there.
Yeah, I agree with that. No, Dino was definitely one of them. I think for me it was R9, and maybe just because I was Dino was love and play free, but growing up all I knew was goals. So he was just getting goals and like, but it was definitely Brazil,
Adriano before he went back to the favelas,
bro.
was a baller too, son.
Yeah. Of course, that's Rihanna.
Yeah.
It's crazy. We talk about that too a lot. Like just
crazy.
going back to the trap.
Let's put this comparison together. I'm interested to see what both of you have to say. All right.
Yeah.
Would you say that generation of soccer was better than now?
That's a great question.
Bro, it's so, man, we have these talks all the time. And this is the same thing as like a Jordan Kobe analogy or Jordan.
You said that 'cause
Yeah.
nobody really talks about that.
Yeah. For me, no. And there's only one, there's a couple reasons I can give, but the one specific reason is that there are cameras everywhere. So there's just so much more to see. You know, like if Ronaldinho made it into these futsal leagues and then made it into the next thing, like he got in the limelight. There are probably so many ballers out of Brazil during that era who just didn't get the exposure and didn't get onto the, to get put on, you know what I mean? So the fact that like you can go on Instagram right now, House of Highlights, and find the next 12-year-old something in anything, it just raises the level a little bit in this era, a little bit. Like we can follow those stories, but
That's a great answer.
yeah. Like, do you want to go back and watch, the 2002 World Cup and 06 World Cup, or are you more interested in like what's going on now? And yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That's a great question. Damn. That's a really good question. What's your response?
Yeah, I want to hear. No, I want to.
So what was the question? What do I like watching, or no, just in general? What do I think?
Which era is better?
What era is better?
Yeah, just straight up, which era?
Say now.
And I say now for sure. I say now.
Bro, it's gotta.
It's tough too. I mean, it is tough.
Bro, it's gotta be now, and only because they set the precedent. Without them, there's no foundation to
build, right? To get. You don't have Hollands and Neymars without.
Never. No way.
But
so I have to go now, but not out of spite or disrespect, more out of like, to me, that's how it should be.
Yeah.
Whatever we set, whatever precedent, yes, do better. I challenge you to do better.
Yeah.
Period.
I agree with that.
Period. But don't get it twisted, because of the Ronaldinhos and the Pirlos and endless other players, Pele, Maradona.
Yeah.
Like, what they did still stands. Let's not get it twisted.
Yeah.
Like what they did still stands and was next level, man. But I'm gonna have to say, like Matt, now
I'm gonna flip it on you.
I respect it. I get it. I get it, bro.
If you give those players the recovery time,
That's the argument. Yeah. Yeah.
The physio,
all of it,
training,
diet,
everything.
Dog, the second time machines
would kill all the players.
The second that technology comes out,
money into it though, because that's what balance it back.
right, it does balance back out. You start giving them a $300K a week. I don't think we see Ronaldinho again. No. We certainly don't see Maradona. Maradona will be in a cloud like Scarface, just in a cloud of
rest in peace.
R.I.P. to the legend.
Might have an old DKs.
He definitely,
back then.
definitely.
That's
But
great.
yeah, I mean, and that's kind of, and again, just to bring it to the full circle, like when people talk to me about like Jordan and LeBron and Kobe, and I always bring up the thought process of sprinters or swimmers. records keep getting broken. Like there's no sprint record from 1946 or 1986 even that hasn't been broken yet, right? So
beat Michael Johnson.
Yeah, Michael Johnson's record, and he was in the 90s. And so I'm saying, like, with sports science, with all of this recovery time that you're talking about, players are only getting better. Now, that's not to say that if Thierry Henry had some of the, even Ronaldo had some of the sports science around him that we have today back then maybe he wouldn't have had those crazy knee injuries, and we would have seen something that we've never seen before, because, I mean, Ronaldo was that guy, R9.
But there are players who absolutely, I believe, would still be as nice as they were now.
Yes.
Dog, Pele was like...
Dog, Pele gets a lot of disrespect.
Punches,
yeah,
uppercuts,
yeah,
scoring.
Yeah, people are talking about Pele played in an era where nobody knew what soccer was and this and that, but that makes him better.
He played through actual racism.
He played through serious racism.
You know he wasn't getting those calls. I think he had a broken leg. Right?
Yeah, he had, and he was injured one of the 3 World Cups he won. And just saying that, like, one of the 3 World Cups he won, the first one being at 17 years old. Like,
he's mine to this day.
Dog.
Ronaldo win this World Cup, then.
Bruh. And facts.
Is that if Ronaldo wins?
100%.
For me, yeah.
No.
Don't lie.
That's objectively facts. Pele is the GOAT because, like you said, numbers don't lie. Now people are, again, like, shout out Ronaldo finally getting his 700th goal. Like, he is the highest goal scorer ever. Pele's numbers are a little harder to count.
Head.
Yeah, left, right, head, hip, back, butt, whatever he scored on with every body part. Right. But there is something to say about, and again, you can only play in whatever competitions you can play in. Mm-hmm. But Pele literally won everything and was Jenga all the way, and won everything multiple times. I think Ballon d'Or was a little different back then.
It really was easy, like with right goals and could. Like,
yeah,
it's crazy.
But it's interesting you said that, because before Ronaldo broke his record, Ronaldo didn't post it until he scored, I think, like 50 more.
Yes,
because he said.
Pele played it.
Metro Stars goals then?
No, Pele played in a lot of friendlies. He played in a lot of exhibition matches. Okay. I think when he went to not the Metro Stars, the Cosmos, New York Cosmos. Right. But even before that, he would go on tours and play on army bases and shit like that. And
they weren't counting them.
But they were counting those goals because, again, back then it was, I guess, it was a different way to count stats. So Pele's like numbers are asterisks.
Little fudge.
Yeah, they're a little fudge. So yeah. So I think like the official number that they can count is like 657 or something. I'll have to look that up. But
it's like the LeBron, and I always say that Ronaldo is the LeBron of soccer. I don't.
Dog, I love basketball comparisons. They are the same. They are the same. Forget the same age.
He just is.
There just is. I will say that Ronaldo treats it, from what we understand about Ronaldo, it is more of because LeBron does the same thing. I was about to say Ronaldo approaches it more like a business, a workout, right? Like he was like firm in his game. He's always in the gym, always working on his craft. Kobe-esque. Right, Kobe-esque. It felt Kobe-esque. But folks don't realize LeBron does that. LeBron was naturally gifted and is naturally talented, but LeBron be in the gym, boy.
They both put $1.3 million
into their recovery, right? Yeah. And they were some of the first athletes to do it, and it shows now. Right. I'm curious if Tom, Ronnie, and Bron were all just sitting there one day like, yo, let's have a GOAT meeting. Let's ride this shit out till 40. Yeah, exactly.
Since people forget, let me just put this out there. Tom Brady retired.
Yeah.
Then saw Ronaldo's hat trick live against Tottenham, and then the next day unretired.
Facts. Facts. We got images. We got images. No, he is right. Ronaldo went to Man U. This was the first year him coming back to Man U last year. And Tom Brady, remember, he retired after the Super Bowl, right? And we got this image right here.
When the goats meet, that's what
Ronaldo scored it was a hattie, right, against Tottenham? He scored a hat trick. And, like, obviously, Ronaldo scored the most goals for Man U. He saw him on the field. They were talking. And literally, it was like, I don't even know if it was like a week later. It was days later. This photo was last year. This was Tom retired, decided to go to England to go watch during the summer, to go watch some whatever.
How tall is Tom Brady?
Dog, Tom is like 6. Yeah, like 6'4", 6'5".
6'1".
Yeah, Ronaldo's like 6 foot, 6'1". Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, bro. And
I thought that was
this was the image everybody's talking about. Like they were just casually.
Like, did you really retire? And you can see Tom Brady's like, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Day later,
Bro, it was like less than 48 hours.
Scheffner said, "Oh," and then Tom Brady was like, "Oh, wait, chill," because he didn't want to, break the news like that.
Yeah.
He had to tell Giselle first.
Yeah, we saw how that happened. Yo.
I feel sorry for the man. It's
Y'all
like,
really
yo,
have the picture.
no, but it's like, bro, like I feel
At that
bad
level,
for him.
at that
That's
level.
his love, right?
Yeah.
This game is his love.
Yeah.
He loves his.
Not only his first love, but his love, the thing you put effort in every day.
Yeah, at that level is different, man.
That also brings me to another question. Like we hear the trope, the famous even movie media trope is just like the man is working for his family, but he's never actually spending time with his family. He's just working. Like the first thing that comes to mind is that you remember that movie Hook with Robin Williams, classic, right? And Hook is just R.I.P. But Hook, Robin Williams is just working so hard, and he's like, "What? You got everything you want. We got your family. We're traveling. We're overseas." But it was like the theme of the movie was like, you need to calm that down and come be a kid again and come back to your roots. Like, are we? And this is like completely off topic, but it makes me feel like, I guess it's on topic. Like almost the capitalist society. Like, are we too focused on being great, or should Tom be on the football field because that is his natural given talent? Like, should Tom be at home with Giselle and the kids? Like, was that wild of him? Or
I can only say this: I can't speak for Tom, and I don't have kids yet, so I can't really speak to that. And we're all still in pursuit of greatness. But seeing the Deion Sanders response on that really put things in perspective.
What did he say?
Dude, he was just like, Prime already is of the Cristiano, the LeBron. Like, he just exudes his greatness because we saw it, and the numbers don't lie. And he played 2 sports and did them both well, and was braggadocious.
Yeah.
And had
showman again, like Ronald.
And he was just like, he found such joy, the same passion and joy outside with his family, his kids, investing into them that he did on the field. It was like, once I accepted that, there was no drop off. You would look like it, but there was none internally. And I was like,
yes, salute you.
You're young when you retire. Tom Brady's still, he's 40.
42, 41, 42, 41 maybe.
Bro, you're still young.
Yeah, you're young. I mean, in adult years. Yeah.
Just think about it.
And then what do you do
Just
after,
think about
right?
this. Tom Brady got drafted by the Yankees. Right?
What?
Yeah, bro, he's a great baseball player.
I did not know that. I was shaking my head too. I was like,
Yes.
but like my brain was still processing. Like,
Michigan, bro.
no way.
Supposed to get drafted.
How did I never-
He's supposed to go to the MLB.
What? They play baseball in San Mateo?
Chose football instead.
Wow.
Then went to the league and was sitting behind what's his face?
Not Flutie.
Not Flutie.
Yeah.
Whoever the quarterback.
Patriots quarterback.
Bledsoe, I think.
Yeah.
Bledsoe. Then he got hurt. He came in and did what he did.
And became Tom.
Because we're all athletes here. We all play college sports. Waking up at 5 a.m., going to practice before class, going to class, then practice after. You're in season, out of season. Bro, you've been doing this for 40 years.
Yeah.
This is your life.
Yeah.
Literally.
Now you're going to tell me you retired? Like, I don't know about you. Every time I watch baseball, I get tight. I see a fastball, so I'm like, well, dog, you didn't swing at that?
Yeah.
Like, it's in me still, you feel me?
Yeah.
So imagine him, bro, doing what he's done.
Yeah, I mean, and still feeling like you got it. Right. Still getting it. Yeah.
Right.
That's the thing. Like as a top athlete, you can know when your body's giving out, and that's what Kobe said. Like, you know what I mean? Like that was failing, and then Kobe again being kind of the master of his mentality, right? Like that was his thing. He parlayed that into his daughter's work and into some Oscar stuff that he ended up winning. You know, like he was able to. But most athletes, I don't think, can transition that well. And to your point about being in college, that's also a child schedule. schedule. So imagine being a 40-year-old man and you're always on a bus or in a hotel room being told when to eat, where to go. Exactly. Like you're on a schedule and it's tight. Like, yeah, you get home and now you're holding babies and you're just doing and now you have to make your own schedule and you're just like.
And the key thing is what you guys said. Tom's never really had crazy injuries. Like
no,
physically
no.
Do it. A lot of guys they have to. Your body just gives out. Kind of still.
The man can throw the ball. He had that crazy knee injury. He came back, won a Super Bowl, and then but that knee injury didn't hurt him because he was not a running quarterback. And then switched teams and then won. Yeah. And it's still out here. Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, shout out to you, Tom. You're still doing it. We're sorry for what's going on with you, but it's just that modern day, that society we living in, man. Like, it's tough. You got to just communicate.
She's not having that.
I mean, she waited years. And she was a top. She was Tom Brady before Tom Brady was Tom Brady.
She was at the games.
Yeah, she was.
You've watched sports without playing after a while.
Yeah, exactly. The fuck am I doing here? Let's get out of here. Right. And again, she's Gisele Bundchen. She was like top Victoria's Secret model. She had her own stuff, humanitarian, philanthropist, whatever. Like,
I said, put some respect on Gisele.
Yeah, put some respect on Giselle's name.
Respecting her, bro.
It's just tough.
She actually is trying to do a lot for Brazil.
Yeah.
I really, bro? Yeah, bro. She does a lot. The Amazon rainforest. She's trying to cut down everything with the deforestation. That's why they're vegan.
Are they vegan, really? Do you think veganism is Tom vegan?
Yes.
Damn. Here's another thing I've noticed about top athletes. All of these athletes we're talking about, the LeBrons, the Cristianos, Tom, they've all seemed to got leaner as they've gotten older, even though they're still like at top shape and top form.
Pilates.
They say it's amazing. Have y'all done it?
I have not.
I have. I'll tell you right now. I need to keep doing it because
you recommend?
It's just strength. It's leg strength, or
it lengthens and strengthens. Yes.
I might take a Pilates class. I've actually considered.
Dog, I did hot yoga.
It works.
It was the hardest thing I ever did.
Would work on, obviously you could squat 350 pounds.
Yeah.
But if you're going slow on a straight up like this, bro, you be working.
It takes the strength. Yeah.
Trust me.
I might just take a little class just to see.
Yo, life hack. It's time to get up into these Pilates.
Look at Ronaldo. Look at his fitness things. He's usually on a Pilates.
Yeah, he's on. Yeah.
I don't know if y'all remember. It was I don't know if I saw an article on ESPN or something like LeBron. I can't remember what year. His trainer was like, the goal is to get LeBron to lose 10 pounds for longevity. And I was like, he's in great.
Why? Right. This man is 6'7", 2. Yeah.
All that weight on those joints.
That's when he wasn't
year after year.
Yeah.
Carbs for 60 days or something like that.
Right? It was crazy to hear it.
That's what I'm saying. The sports science around this, the nutritionist around this, this stuff is crazy. Yeah, exactly. He's not Zion Williamson or whatever. Yeah.
Playing at age 37, going on 30.
Yeah.
And what I like about LeBron, he reserves himself. I don't know if you guys watch during the season. There's stages to how he peaks.
There's levels.
You have to, and you should.
He peaks in playoff time perfect.
Yeah.
Play smarter.
Perfectly. You can start to see it. Somewhere around Christmas, you start seeing him dunking on people again, and you're like, wait a minute, what? Mm-hmm. And then All-Star break, he kind of slows down. After All-Star break, then you start seeing vintage LeBron again, and you're just like, what the hell is going on?
I hope younger athletes take note of that too, man. I think it's just from Ja Morant. I get it, go hard, get the bag, but at the same time, you get one body, man.
Yeah.
You want that longevity. You want the bag back.
That's true.
You want the dirt.
We were talking about that too. Like that Lamar Jackson. He's sitting here holding out for the bag because he's worth it, but he's also playing. And football, we know, is that sport where in a second's notice, you could be in finishing your career. Shout out RG3. Yeah.
23?
Yeah.
Yo, bro, you were talking about off camera, the CT thing. That's serious, bro. He actually got taken out of the game the week prior because of a
concussion.
And then he came back.
That's scary, man.
Yeah.
And he broke his hip, I think, a year before he went to the draft.
Apparently he had numerous surgeries in college. I didn't know that.
Interesting.
Tua did.
Yeah, dude.
I did not realize that.
He's made it this level. Just obviously shows a testament to his skills, but like he's almost on borrowed time.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
That's crazy. And that's great because his brother, I think, is playing in college now. His brother's playing for, man, I'm gonna butcher it. But yeah, his brother, because Tua's in Miami right now, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
They're doing well.
And they're doing okay. But I mean, if your body can't take, the thing about football, and I love football, and we are also talking about this off camera. Like my love or my viewership for football has just decreased for so many reasons, not just Colin Kaepernick and the kind of slave ship mentality or feeling of the old head feeling that the NFL presents, but just the fact that it's not a sustainable sport. Like you got kids washing out, after working their ass off for 18 years of their lives, they finally get to the league and then get either an injury or just can't, or again, 70% of these rookies aren't playing anymore.
They shoot and pill them up like crazy.
Yes. That what is that stuff they put cortisol. Like, yeah, they've been doing that, right? Like, what was that Varsity Blues where they any given Sunday, like
OBJ, I hope he comes back.
Yeah, that's tough, man. That's tough. Luckily, he's made his fame.
I think the new year he's able to be back fully.
That's tough. And even in the new year, I mean, that's basically Super Bowl time. So he's out for the year, basically. Unless I don't know if the Rams are gonna bring him back even for a late postseason run, but
he won one.
Yeah, and he'll be all right. I mean, he's a showman too. He's made his money.
New York fans were not nice to him towards
the end of his Giants. Yeah,
glad Saquon's.
Yeah, Saquon's out here doing it. Yeah. He's back doing it. I saw Saquon in a Tottenham jersey not too long ago. I got to show you this picture.
Tyzilla.
Yes.
Saquon went to Penn State, bro. Bro, Saquon, bro, lifting is a fucking monster. He actually had to stop lifting because he was lifting too much.
I can imagine that. This dude is huge.
His legs are crazy.
He could deadlift 800 pounds.
Bro, no pause shit, but for real, he was in that ESPN Naked issue, and bro, his legs, bro, I was just like, what is this? Yeah.
About it on where was he was on? I think the Pivot, bro, and they were joking about his legs for real.
Yeah.
Just
this man is huge.
Yeah.
Now imagine if that dude
Matt got big legs.
I'm a big leg dude. I'm tall enough.
His thighs are probably triple yours.
Yes. Oh yeah. And imagine if he was playing right back or right wing or something like that for the U.S. national team. Imagine
he would be the Roberto Carlos.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Those are the athletes the U.S. has. The U.S. got those guys out there in the wings. So, again, if you playing high school football right now, well, I mean, if you're in high school, it's not going to work if you never played soccer before. But if you somewhere out in the sticks working on hooping and basketball, pick up one of them balls and start kicking it too, just in case. LeBron knows. Liverpool. Kobe knows. Kobe knew. Kobe been there.
Drake now?
Yes. They're trying to put money. Yeah, they're doing a venture to get another team.
LeBron said global.
Yeah, LeBron is going global.
Since LeBron participated in Liverpool, they started coming up. That's when they started coming up. They won. They got to the finals of Champions League. Hey.
It's a storied club. I'm so surprised that they're so garbage this year. I just don't understand. Mane.
That's the elephant in the room.
Yeah, that is the elephant in the room.
Mane laughing right now.
Yeah, Mane is laughing because he's chilling.
He be like, told y'all Salah.
He's big chilling.
It was me.
Yeah. But again, I've said this to somebody else too. I really think it's Klopp is not Pep necessarily. He built the system in Liverpool to make all of these players kind of interchangeable. And again, you brought in Jota, you brought in Luis Diaz. I mean, that's basically Mane and Salah again. So yeah, sure, you should enter. He brought in that guy Minamino for the longest time. He never really became it. But there clearly was a chemistry between Salah, Mane, and even Bobby Firmino that made them as clutch as they were. And I think the defense has changed a little bit too. Virgil van Dijk is not exactly what he used to be just a couple years ago. He might have came back too soon. soon. There's also too many eyes on him. And then, Trent. Let's just talk about Trent for just a second. There is so much like hate on my boy right now. What you laughing about?
Hate.
There's like Trent, like that Liverpool defense was the best on the planet for a good 2 strong years. So you had Trent and I guess let's call it Gomez or Matip or whoever was playing that second central defender position, plus Van Dijk, plus Robertson, and they were just up the field playing these crazy balls. And now that they have dissipated a little bit, now we see people just roasting Trent, and we see Liverpool's failing. Like, is he that bad? Like, how did he go from on top, beat Barcelona in the Champions League to this?
Yeah, there were signs of Liverpool in the last few seasons, bro, where they would just have these dips, and it was just like,
yeah, like what's up, bro? What? They were like well ahead.
What are y'all doing? What happened?
Yes,
are literally playing like trash, but you're a top tier team. Like, what's going on? Like unusual dips.
I don't think Wijnaldum should have left.
That's an interesting thing because now he's out. He's not at PSG anymore either. He's gone. Roma, right? I think he went to Roma.
What?
And yeah, Jose Mourinho knows how to like bring these play. Like he finds these players. He's like, what? Y'all not giving my boy the bag?
I wish he was coaching this World Cup team because we would have won for sure.
Yes. Yes.
Mourinho is the way he coaches, it might seem outdated, but
it does.
I'm saying if he has someone that's good, he will get the most out of them.
Yeah, he does.
If they're mentally strong.
Yes.
That's fine.
I agree with all of that.
Yeah.
You got to have mentally strong players, but he knows how to handle big personalities, which is something a lot of coaches don't know how to do. I don't know if y'all saw this thing. Aubameyang just came out this weekend. There was a leaked video of him talking about Arteta. And that's, I know. And I cannot wait till Chelsea play Arsenal now because it's just building that. But he was saying straight up, it was like some jewelry dealer who was giving some jewelry and they were talking about shit in the hotel room. And he was like, yeah, Arteta just doesn't have the ability to communicate with big time players. He needs young players to come and build and mold. He can't do that. And facts.
I know y'all watched that.
Bro, you watched the Arsenal documentary. We know that happened.
Made no
Made
sense.
no sense. And quite frankly, like I wonder if that's
some speeches like
yes. Yeah, like ooh, y'all really gonna put him on the practice squad?
Yeah.
Your top goal scorer for the last 5 years?
Not even, bro. The team didn't even know he was practicing by himself. They thought he was still in France with his mom.
Yeah, bro.
I still think something happened that will never.
No, I like.
It doesn't make sense.
I think yeah. I think Arteta had just been watching Pep. Pep has a way of controlling everything. And it has worked for Pep. Yes. Yes, we know. Yeah. Like Pep has a way to say, like, listen, I don't care if you're our top goal scorer, black player, get the fuck out of my face. I'll bring in I'll bring in Messi. So it's all good. The only thing is it works for Pep. It works for Pep. Sterling. And I'm just going to go ahead and call Aguero brother too, because he got the most out of Aguero, but he still did Aguero kind of dirty. Like, what? This is your strike?
That ended weird.
You're playing Phil Foden?
That ended weird.
Just because Phil Foden got a low cut don't mean I don't know, bro. Top boy Foden. So yeah, I mean, there'll be more that comes out about that. But yeah, it takes a certain type of mentality to manage big time players. Zidane too. If Zidane was coaching the French team right now, like if Zidane was coaching the French team and Mourinho was coaching Portugal, this would be one of the most fun World Cups and shit. And then if Ancelotti could be plucked from Real Madrid and then go and coach like Brazil or something, yo. Yeah, that is facts. I mean, man, the way he's got Vinicius going, but
you're right. For the big personalities and stars, I would imagine there's got to be a difference. How could there not be?
How could there not be? Talk about another documentary. The Jordan one, basically the Last Dance. It was on the Bulls, but it was basically a Jordan documentary. They talked about how Phil used to let Dennis Rodman go off and fuck around in in Vegas during playoffs.
Spray Madonna.
Go spray Madonna. Go get Carmen Electra pregnant. Whatever you want to do, just come back and be ready to get boards. And he did that shit.
You should read his book. I think it's called 5 Rings.
Phil Jackson.
Yeah,
His philosophy, bro. The way he thinks, he's so zen. He has some beautiful quotes before each chapter. Take a read, bro.
And that just makes sense, right? You can't treat your kids. I would assume your kids the same. If you're a teacher, your students, come on.
She's got to be different.
Yeah.
You got it, yeah.
It's that Kobe, because Kobe and Shaq were 2 different people.
Yeah, for sure.
For sure.
And they needed to be treated differently.
Get under Kobe's skin to bring more.
Because he knew Kobe would be there, but Shaq didn't care. Like he's not gonna be like, Kobe's in the gym. Shaq, what you gonna do? Shaq's gonna be like, I'm the greatest ever.
How a freak of an athlete Shaq is.
He 100%.
When you look at him at Orlando and
yeah, Shaq is next level, and a freak of a businessman too. While you shouted out Magic, Shaq has been doing his thing too. Yeah, I mean.
That's who Zion. Everyone thought Zion would be, but it's not.
No, it's not. But I really want Zion to be his own player, and I want people to trust that process. Like, yes, like you know, everybody has their ideas about weight and this and that, but like Zion is crazy, and he's been crazy every step of the way. In high school, he was booming. In college, it was stupid. It was so stupid. He got injured that one time, and then in the NBA, he came out averaging double-doubles.
Bro, didn't his first game he hit like 4 or 5 threes?
Bro, he hit threes and then boomed twice, and then they were like, wait a minute, like this is a real player. So like shout out to you too, Zion. Like we want you back.
How you know Zion is the truth, bro? I remember I was watching a Duke game. His foot went through the sneaker.
Yes, that was the game he got injured.
That's that Bo Jackson
Nike
level, like
came and literally made his own shoe just for him.
Yo.
they knew.
But they were worried too because he was wearing Nikes, and they didn't want to get blamed that that could have got ugly. It was an ugly PR. So
he didn't get injured, right? Luckily.
No, he got he got like a little.
That one?
That one wasn't the big one, but he was out for like a couple weeks after that one. I do remember that. It was some weird ankle thing, and folks were worried. Yeah, that shit was crazy, yo. But
I hope he has a great season, man.
No, I hope he does too.
Great.
We do have. Yeah, he looks in good shape. He looks healthy. He looks like he's been working. We got a lot of stuff coming up this year, so keep it locked. We are on the road to the World Cup again every Tuesday. EPB podcast jumping off from you. Boys, I appreciate y'all coming in. Brandon, I hope you'll be back. I hope you enjoyed it here.
Sure.
We're treating you right.
Please.
Good. Okay. My boy George. Next time, we'll catch you on the next one.